Well, look who decided to join me again.
I don't like this intro.
I love this intro.
Although I am a Jeezy fan, but I don't like this intro.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. All right, good people. So we need to talk 23 is back with a very special guest again. Say hi to the people.
Every 3 months.
Every three
Maybe.
months. All right, y'all. So my wife is actually the one that talked me into doing this episode. We were getting ready for work this morning, and she brought up, this whole Oscars, Will and Chris Rock and Jada foolishness. So, we said I'll jump on here when she asked if I would do a show with her. No way in hell I could pass this up since she, doesn't offer that often to come on the show. So, all right, since the last time you were on here, what the hell have you been up to?
Working, taking care of children, my husband, and my dog. That's what I've been doing.
All right, all right.
Nothing really fun. I need to do something fun. But
That's not fun.
yes, of course it is.
Oh
You're,
shit.
you're
Okay.
right. My apologies.
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
Um, no, I felt it's something that we needed to talk about as a black couple, um, and as a black culture. Uh, I want to first start off by saying I'm not mad at Will. I just wish that he would have done it in a different way. Um, so, I wanted to bring up the topic of the ridiculed black woman in today's society. A lot of people don't want to go that deep, but we all know that black women don't play with their hair. That's number one. So let's start there. Madam C.J. Walker created hair products just so that we can be comfortable with the hair that we have, because for so long people have been telling black women that their hair is not professional, that it's not the right look. And then when we lose hair, God forbid, when we lose hair and we go bald, even our men get upset when we lose hair or sometimes cut hair short. Okay? So I understand the feeling that Jada was having at the time. She has been in the limelight and the butt of everyone's jokes for a while now, and it is kind of getting old. But at some point, even as a comedian, get some new material, pick on someone else. And like I said, a black woman's hair is not something that you want to really get into. So I can understand her feelings of frustration or emotions. And Will Smith, as a black man, protected his wife. He defended his wife.
But
Was he wrong
yes.
with the way he did it? Yes,
Hell
because
yeah.
now everybody is going to once again look at us as entertainment. The Oscars weren't even that talked about lately, and now we get some black people on the show, even producing the show this time, and this is what they'll have to talk about. I do love the way that Chris Rock handled himself. He was content, he was peaceful, and he made a joke of that as well. He could have reacted, and then that would have been something else that people get to talk about when it comes to us as an African American culture. Um, so that's just the beginning of my take on it.
So we'll go back to the beginning, and not making light of her having alopecia and all of that shit. But I will say, for people that don't know what alopecia is, it's not deadly. It is not deadly. It's not life threatening. Anything of that sort. But you said black women don't play with their hair. Very true. But what if you're the cause of yourself losing hair? I'm not speaking about Jada specifically, but with her dyeing and bleaching her hair, her and millions of other black women dyeing and bleaching their hair, that could be the cause of some women losing their hair also.
But that's something that everybody does. It's not only black women that dye and bleach their hair.
But that's what we're
they
talking about.
they
Black
they
women.
change, but they change their looks all the time. It's hard to compete with everyone and everything, and even yourself, you know? Like I said, we have to, as black women, we're the most disrespected women out there. They're, our men have been taken away from us.
I'm right here.
Even when,
I'm right
I'm
here.
not speaking of me in general,
No.
honey. But, they've been taken away from us. We've been, in certain areas, in certain neighborhoods, we've been forced to raise children on our own. People talk about, you got what is it, colorism going on within our own culture. Oh, this person is light skinned, so they're prettier. This person is brown skinned, they have a better tone than dark skinned people. It's just, it's too much going on for a black woman to try to keep up with. And for you to make fun of someone that is losing her hair, that's a serious condition. Like, no, it's not deadly, but it's a serious condition, I'm not saying that he should have been slapped for it, but I'm saying that he needs to be made aware of the emotional drifts that black women go through, or any woman of of that matter, in regards to her hair, or their look. We have to try to stay beautiful and stay young, and people making fun of that, I don't know. I mean, I just understand where she's coming from.
Then I'll say this with because I've been talking about this all damn day, and I don't really care for the low hanging fruit. I don't give a shit about the Oscars. I don't give a shit about Will and Jada's relationship. I just don't. But the topic of Will's reaction, I'm 100% behind him protecting his wife. I get all of that. But there is a better way. People could say, you don't know until you're put in that situation, all of that shit. I get that. But the thing that bothered me is this is the first time you had an all black Oscars. And this is the angle that I'm coming at it from, is you had Will Packer. Yeah, Will Packer was the producer on it. Black entertainers. You had Beyonce performing. I think Meg Thee Stallion. You had all of this going
black
on.
hosts, Regina Hall, Wanda Sykes.
Yeah, Wanda Sykes. You had Chris Rock and all this other shit. So the thing is just like, they already didn't want us at the Oscars and shit. They didn't want us there. We're there. Will winning this award for best male lead actor, whatever the case is. I think it's only the third time. Sidney Poitier, Denzel Washington, and now Will. And then the time where we fully control everything at the Oscar, well, not fully, when we have creative control over what goes on at the Oscars, and this is the shit that ends up coming out. And I'm not saying that Will is wrong for standing up for his wife, but there was the better way for him to handle that shit.
There was definitely a better way.
Because him doing that now, they just look at it and they go, see, this is why we don't want them here. And like I said, who can we be mad at if they go back to having their Oscars the way that they wanted? It's on us. We can look at it and say, oh, well, Chris Rock should have known better and all this other shit. Chris Rock is a comedian. I don't care who the host would have been, whether it would have been Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle, Mike Epps, Cat Williams, Cedric the Entertainer, Corey Holcomb. It does not matter who the host would have been. Whoever was sitting in the front row would have gotten those jokes all the same. I didn't see everybody all up in arms about Kim Kardashian when they were making, fucking with her and Kanye about their nonsense that was going on. So I mean, what's the difference?
I mean, honestly, we don't know the background history with that. I mean, I did hear in some social media that Chris Rock has targeted Jada before, but I mean, if she was there, then like you said, if you're in the front row, then most comedians usually target people that are in the front row. Like I said, the way that Will went about it, come on, man, that could have been avoided. I'm seeing it from a different perspective. I'm seeing it like the Oscars are going to want to invite us back just so that they can be entertained and get their ratings up. Um, and it's off the back of us, once again. And this is not necessarily a racial thing. It's just that people need to understand that when we get in these positions, in these places, Will Smith is one of the biggest black stars in the world. Not just in America, in the world. People know Will Smith. People look up to Will Smith. People actually respect Will Smith for not cursing in his raps, not reacting in specific ways, always handling himself with content. But like I said, a lot of people have emotional breakdowns too. Some people reach a breaking point and they have been the butt of everyone's jokes, have been targeted, talked about, ridiculed. Everybody got something to say about their marriage and not even their own marriage. Like, y'all not in these people's marriage. Like, why is that a subject or a topic for you? Or why is that something that you are making light of? It's at some point, it's not funny. Okay, they've done some things within their marriage, and what Jamil always says is that, well, they put it out there. They put it out there. It's for the world to see. And I said, well, as a celebrity, there are people advising them to do things like damage control, and it backfired when it came to the red table talk.
Then they need to get rid of those people.
It's not that serious, as a celebrity, it happens like that. That's like saying, if people find out that I did something really bad, then you need to get rid of me. Or that you did something really bad, then you need to get rid of me.
No, but if you're paid to advise, like whoever their publicist
sometimes it backfires. It doesn't always work the way they want it to.
But that's the thing. It's just like with anything else. It's just like, let's say the Kardashians, for example. They put so much of their shit out there, and then they ask, then they want to be left alone. They want to ask for privacy. You can't put your life out there for the world to see and comment on. You can't post it on all social media platforms beyond your show, and then, well, we just want some privacy. You're not going to get privacy. What privacy do you really want if you're putting that type of information and shit out there?
That's their brand. That's how they stay famous.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Stay famous. That's their brand.
That's their brand. But your brand is out there for people to comment on. You can't ask for privacy, and then, and then say, you can't crave and want the attention and then ask for privacy. That's like leaving your car unlocked and then just telling people, I don't want you to steal from me. The shit is open. If somebody walk past and they see it's open and they want to steal, they're going to steal. So.
Like I said, I just get it coming from her. Imagine me sitting there and you seeing that pain in my face. Nobody knows how you would react. I've seen you react a certain way just because you think somebody is going to harm me in a specific way. I could be walking on the outside and you're like, no, you need to walk on the inside. And you're granted you were raised that way, and you're saying that, women
most men
are supposed to be protected. Well, I'm not saying that most men weren't.
No, I'm saying to push you on the inside.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, you are very overprotective, and at some point, there will be a breaking point. And you can't even say that you haven't had a breaking point where you reacted in a way that you shouldn't have
I don't know what you're
reacted.
talking about.
I'm just saying,
I don't know.
So I'm not judging Will. I'm just saying,
I'm not judging Will. I wouldn't, if you didn't say.
No, I wouldn't. What?
No, I wouldn't.
What'd you say?
If you didn't say, let's talk about this, trust and believe me, this would not have come up on the show. I don't do, because the thing is, I really don't care. I'm not one of those people, and we talked about this morning. I don't hold Will and Jada to any kind of relationship goals. Not for me. I don't hold Denzel Washington and his wife, Angela Bassett, and her husband, Samuel L. Jackson, and his wife, because the thing is, for every relationship, there are different dynamics to, for them to get to where they are, whether it's 20 years, 30 years, whatever the case is. And who's to say that
they haven't had problems along the way?
No, we know that they have problems, but who's to say that we could deal with the type of problems that they've had leading up to they're 20, 30 plus years, however long they've been, you know, these couples have been together. And that's the thing is people that feel some type of way about it, I'll say this directly into the into the mic and whatever. It's your damn fault that you disappointed. It's your, excuse my language, your fucking fault that you feel that way.
You really don't say excuse my language when you purposely say something.
Okay, it's your motherfucking fault then that you feel this way because you put somebody up on a pedestal that, you know, in my eyes, I'm just speaking for me, that doesn't deserve to be up on a pedestal. Their journey is their journey, whatever the case is. That does not mean that that would work for you.
Yeah, I mean, no one is perfect.
No.
But, you know, there are people who have to look up to people or look forward to specific types of relationships to believe that their relationship is going to work. Now, that may not be me or you, but other people, and granted, psychologically, it's okay for them to look at another couple like, you know, maybe, you know, if I could reach their point or do some of the things that they've done, because now I have hope in my relationship instead of looking at bad relationships or things that have happened to other people and thinking that, oh, this is not going to work. We don't have anything to look forward to because I never see any good couples. You know, I never see it.
But you have to, excuse me, you have to look at it through a realistic lens. You got to take the rose-colored glasses off at some point, because if that's the case, you and I, you just think about it. You growing up, I'm 6 years older than you, you know, but us growing up,
my sugar daddy.
Shit, sugar free, you know, equal, you know, all that shit. But no, but I mean, but us growing up, if people have to look at entertainers and shit for motivation or whatever to better their relationship because they don't have that in their household or in their community, you and I would be in a fucked up place. Mm-hmm. Because we didn't see a lot of healthy couples growing up. We didn't see a lot of our pairs in long-lasting relationships and shit. So, I mean, for me, it was my grandmother and grandfather. You know what I mean? And then it sure would have melted. I mean, that's what I'm saying. So it's not like we have a long list of people to look at and say, oh, that's my goal. But I still never ever looked up to celebrities to say, I want that.
I always say I learned different aspects of being in a relationship from different people. You know, from my mother, see, including yours. You know, my biological mother was is a very stern woman that doesn't take a lot of foolishness. Like she, you know, doesn't care about having to be inside of a relationship for a long period of time because she just doesn't have a tolerance. But then on the softer side, I have my stepmom to thank for me being able to tolerate. Some things are tolerable and some things shouldn't be, you know, pushed off and just, you know, forget it. And becoming, you know, more of an understanding woman when it comes to being in a relationship. And then even with your mom, she's stern as well.
That's the cancer in y'all.
I'm not that stern. What are you saying? And she doesn't take a lot either, but she has both sides. She is able to be in an understanding relationship and understand the other side, you know, coming from the male standpoint and being able to be with a person without, without pushing them away or being upset with every little thing that they do, because like I said, no one is perfect. That's just how life is. And, I had to learn because I was pretty tough, when it came to, I didn't want to be in long-term relationships.
Yes, you did. You just didn't meet the right person until I came along. But go ahead.
Not even with you. I didn't want to be in a long-term. He was just really persistent.
Don't fight it. Don't fight it. Go ahead. Don't fight it.
So, but I do love you.
Playing from Jamil's iPhone.
What in the hell?
Excuse his phone. But, no one is perfect, and people do need other people's relationships to have something to look forward to. Should you put them on a pedestal? No. Should you make it seem like, oh, they're the most perfect couple in the world? No. Please don't do that, because you'll be disappointed every single time. There is no one that is perfect in this world, you know? God created us to be in his image, and we are failing, you know, but we do our best, and we try to live up to those expectations. But like I said, no one is perfect. No one should be on a pedestal. And I have to agree with you, honey, when you say, you know, it's your fault if you're hurt or disappointed by what's going on in another couple's relationship. That would be your fault.
Fuck your feelings.
Not F your feelings. But it would be your fault if you put this couple on a pedestal and, you know, thought they would be the most enchanting, perfect fairy tale couple in the world, you know? There's no such thing.
Fairy tales are bullshit.
No, they're not.
They are.
No, they're not.
I don't really think any kids listen to my podcast.
I'm very optimistic when it comes to certain things. People can create fairy tales. People can create fairy tale endings. People can choose to give their loves whatever they need and whatever they desire. People can choose to do that, right?
Okay. Yes. So then I'll ask you this then. So
somebody is about to be in the doghouse.
We don't have a doghouse.
Well, we will make one, and it
But
won't
no.
be for the dog.
It will be. But so then I'll ask you. So we already established that as a whole, this is just my take on it. So for our culture, how big of a step back do you think this is? And I want to answer first. Sorry, but
You asked me a question.
No,
Was it rhetorical?
no, you have your own answer. I'm just speaking for me. I'll say this. I think it's a huge step back because there's a handful of safe black artists or actors and actresses out there. Will is one of the safe bets when it comes to, you know, those safe black actors. Kevin Hart.
What do you mean by safe?
When I say safe, that the others are comfortable with, because when it comes to it, because you think about it, Will has worked and done all sorts of goofy, corny movies, Wild Wild West, shitty movie.
That was a good movie.
No, it wasn't. Shitty movie. And Kevin Hart, you know, there's a handful of safe black actors that they feel comfortable dealing with and talking to. So with Will being one of those safe actors, and then him doing this last night, I think it's a black eye for the culture, because now they look at it and go, okay, so now one of the safe ones is acting how they perceive the rest of us. So now they're looking at it with a side eye, like, shit. Well, if he can't compose himself or keep himself together, and I'm not saying that he didn't or doesn't have a breaking point, because I get that. But I'm just saying, but now I really feel like it's a step backwards, because one of the safe ones cracked under whatever pressure or had his breaking point. So do you think it's a step back for our culture when one of the quote unquote safe ones are, you know, lost his shit?
I do not. I think that it's an eye opener to mental health once again. And I think that people should view it as no one is perfect. I'm pretty sure that every single culture or race have done something at some award show that people remember. Okay? I can't think of one right now, but people remember when someone is acting up at a big event. Okay?
Kanye
It is
West.
not only
And Taylor Swift, I mean.
Taylor Swift didn't act up in that
No, she
case.
didn't act up.
It would be Kanye. But Kanye, that's expected. And that's another aspect of mental health. See, here's the problem, too. In our culture, in our community, we have been taught to suppress our feelings and emotions, even since slavery. You don't have a problem. You don't have a mental health problem. This is something that we can deal with internal. You don't need help for it. It's not true. Okay? Will Smith and Jada have been going through a lot for the past few years. This has been going on for a few years now. That happened like
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Like, so, and people are still nitpicking at their relationship like they don't have anything better to do. That can take a toll on someone's mind mentally. Do I think Will should have handled it the way he did at the time that he did? No, I think that, because even if it happened backstage, it would have been talked about. It wouldn't have been seen, but it would have been talked about.
The visual is the bad part.
That's just today's age and time. Social media, all these videos. That's just today's time. You're going to find a lot of things that show up that didn't show up before. Okay? That's just today's time. But I think that this is an awareness to leave people alone. People are really going through things. There is a mental health aspect. I don't think it's a step back for the culture, because I think that people actually saw this man protecting his wife. And think so. There's a lot of people who are making an excuse for him, saying, oh, he was just protecting his wife. You don't know his situation. No, what he did was wrong, okay? The way he did it was wrong. Even if he would have went up there and had a verbal altercation with him, that still would have been wrong, but it wouldn't have been as wrong, okay? What he did was wrong, but he still was protecting his wife. He saw the emotion and the fear of people continuously ridiculing her in her face. He saw that in her face.
But the reason I disagree is, and I put this on, I think it's somewhere on Facebook when I commented on somebody's shit, it was to me, and this is why, and I'll explain my reasoning. I said, Will is a sucker for what he did, only because Regina King made jokes earlier in the program.
Regina Hall.
Whichever, one of the Reginas. So she made a joke too, and I'm not saying that he should have ran up there and put his hands on a woman. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if you're truly protecting your woman, your wife, whatever.
Did she make jokes about a condition that is going on with her hair?
I will, after this, I'll pull it up so you can hear it.
Did she make a joke about a black woman losing her hair?
I can't tell you what she said. I heard it earlier.
Hopefully another black woman would not do that.
But it does not matter. If he's protecting her, he's protecting her. It wouldn't matter. Like I said, he should have said something. He should have said something to her too.
But you're missing it. It's different.
Why? Because it's here?
No. Yes. You're missing. I'm telling you, to me, there is an emotional, physical, there's an emotional, psychological aspect to that woman losing her. Alopecia is not a small thing.
But I think
women losing their hair is not, I'm not giving him an excuse, but that is not a small thing.
So why?
That is not something that should be taken lightly.
So why react to one and not the other?
Because like I said, the emotion came from her losing her hair. She has a real condition.
No, I'm not even speaking to the condition, because I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting that at all. But what I'm saying is if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna protect your wife,
if you made jokes about her outfit, okay, whatever.
No.
If you made jokes about her shoes or some lipstick she's wearing, okay, whatever. These are things that she can't change. She can't change that condition. That's a condition that she has been very open about, number one, talking about it when a lot of people would fear even talking about it, and what she's going through because of it.
But I'm sure she's not the only celebrity to talk about it. I'm sure.
I'm not saying she is.
No, I'm not saying that you're saying that, but I'm just saying. But the thing is keep that. If you're gonna keep that energy, if that's the type of shit that you're on, if I'm gonna be an asshole to
he wasn't
a dude,
being an asshole.
He was an asshole for going up there and smacking him.
He was completely wrong for that.
But that's what I'm saying.
Do I think it's a blow to the culture? Will I stop watching Will Smith movies? No. Will I stop listening to Will Smith music? No.
We don't listen to that shit now.
I would listen to it if it came on.
What,
it's not like I have his album.
Summertime is the
Nobody
only song.
who does own a Will Smith album.
You running around the house getting jiggy with it? That's what you talking
I
about?
mean, I actually like the song. Okay, if it came on, I'm jamming to it.
Shh, don't say that. Don't say that too loud. Might have to edit that out.
Jiggy with it was this song. I don't know what he talking. I even like the Wild Wild West song. He's tripping. And the movie. Okay, he's a hater. Okay, do I think that people are going to drag this along for too long? Yes. Let Chris Rock and Will Smith handle it themselves. Okay, let them handle it behind the scenes. Leave Jada alone, please. Especially her hair or lack thereof. She doesn't even. This is the problem. She doesn't even have hair, and there's a reason why she doesn't have hair. She has a condition. That's like making fun of someone who has cancer or autism. It's not. It's too different. It's a condition that she has to live with for the rest of her life.
And without it sounding insensitive, I'm not trying to be insensitive, but the people with cancer, they have a likely chance of dying. The people
even with cancer, you can recover from cancer.
You can recover.
Alopecia doesn't go away.
But no, alopecia does not go away. But there's no chance of her dying from her condition. The people with cancer, it's 50-50 because they can cure you at one moment and then the next. I'm not saying make fun of it.
Leave people that can cause emotional damage.
It can, but the thing is though, if she has alopecia and all of this other stuff, she can. There's time and there's room for her to go. She can don a wig if she wants to. She can put on a wig.
She can.
Just like the people with cancer, if they so choose to, they can. They can put on a wig and all that stuff.
That doesn't mean that they want to be made fun of.
No. I'm not saying make fun of them, but the thing is, and like I said, it sucks. I will admit that it sucks. But when you put so much of your life out there, social media, whatever, I get it. That's the field that you're in. You leave yourself open to people. To ridicule.
What I don't understand is how people live for this stuff. They wait for stuff like this to happen so that they can go and look at social media so that they can start putting up memes or start making comments or saying what they should have done or what they shouldn't have done.
But those are miserable assholes.
Not your people. Your business. I wouldn't call them miserable assholes because some people are so lonely or assholes. Depressed or so bored, they don't have anything else to do.
But if you
that they look for problems in other people.
But that's what I'm saying. If you get up in the morning and your thought in the morning is to fuck with people, you're a miserable asshole.
That's also a mental health issue.
It may be, but that's just like I said. But you think about people that profited off of people's misfortune and shit like that. Wendy Williams, Star and Buck Wild. That's the shit that they get off on. And like I said, I'm not saying that it's right, but when you got people that make millions of dollars, that's their career, that's their life. They're making money off of shit like that, then you're gonna get the trolls that want to do shit like that, and that's what they feed off of. Their job every day is to wake up and be an asshole. That's they're a miserable asshole. You're miserable. That doesn't mean that you take that shit, your miserable shit, and you project it on somebody else, or you be happy that someone else is going through some shit. Because like I said, I'm not a comedian or none of that shit. Like I said, I wouldn't even be talking about the shit. Because go away, dog.
She wants to be on the show.
But the thing is that when you sit up there, it's unfortunate. But the minute that you open your life for everybody to come in and say whatever they want to say, and we're not going to talk about this part of it, but even like with the whole August Alsina thing, with the original shit, you opened the doors up. So all of the memes and
August Alsina opened the door up.
Whoever opened it, and then she responded to it. August Alsina is
damage control.
No, but August Alsina is no fucking body compared to Will and Jada. So if they would have,
come on now.
He isn't. I mean, we can be honest.
See, what I said about him was the fact that he is a noble person for taking in his brother's children and
Great,
taking
great
care
guy
of
for
them,
that.
raising them. He
Great
was
guy
sick
for that.
himself, and he's very selfless. But no one is going to remember that because of the one thing that he did in regards to Will and Jada Smith. This is what I'm saying as a culture, he is a very noble person for taking in his nieces and doing what he did for his family members, but no one is going to remember that because of that big scandal
that he created.
And
that's what I'm saying. But the downside is like I said, when Jada, or I'll just put them as one, Will and Jada, when they responded to the shit, it just
damage control. Someone probably advised them to do that.
And that person needs to be gone, because the thing is like I said, if you ignore it, because think about all of the shit that Jay-Z and Beyonce hear, or their name may get dropped in, they don't respond to the shit. And the thing is, when you don't respond to it, at some point, yes, it's gonna go away. But by Will and Jada, or Jada responding to August Alsina promoting his album, and
Beyonce kind of made a song about the fight that went on.
No. But that was them. That was all.
Just kidding.
That's all. But I'm saying that's all in house. But then the fact that Will and Jada,
but the way actually, that was some good damage control.
They took control of it. They took control of it.
Put it in the song.
If Will would have came out with a verse talking about the whole shit, instead of letting August Alsina put it out on his album. And I will say, even though I think what August Alsina did was some real bitch shit, that album was actually decent.
It was not.
No, that album was. It was. I'm not saying it's as good as his first two, Testimony and whatever the first one was, but the album wasn't as bad as people thought. But the problem is, like I said, when Will and Jada responded, it gave some legitimacy to August Alsina's claim. But if they would have just ignored the shit, he and the issue would have gone away. And that's what I'm saying. When you open your doors to social media and you want to take all of the shit and you want to bring it to the red table and you want to talk about it, you're inviting people in to comment and shit. If you don't want people to comment, it's certain shit that you should keep to yourself. Fuck the fans when it comes to that. There's certain shit that you really do keep to yourself. They don't need to be in your bedroom. They don't need to be in your house. If Will and Jada are fighting, Beyonce and Jay fighting, outside of the shit that happened in the elevator, it's nobody's business. You don't run to social media and talk about it. That's what the miserable assholes, the Wendy Williams and Starbuck Wilds, that's the type of shit that they live for. Let them do their job. You don't do it for them.
But they're actually getting paid for what they do.
No, they're getting paid for it, but they're getting paid off of other people's misery.
Yeah, but people that are like looking from the outside in on social media and making comments, nobody's getting paid for that. Like, you're not getting paid to make comments about these people's lives. You're not getting paid or even recognized to make comments about these people's lives. Somebody will look at your one post and then move right past it. It's not that serious, Like I said, it's a mental health issue. Take a look in the mirror before you try to talk about someone else's situation. And I honestly feel bad for all three parties, for Jada, for Will, and for Chris Rock. Like I said, I do love the way that Chris Rock conducted himself. It could have been a lot worse. He could have reacted, and a lot of people would have had a lot more to talk about. Will Smith does owe Chris Rock an apology. I think that he should apologize to him. I think that he definitely went about it in the wrong way. But I do think that he should have a talk with him about...
No, look, I didn't mean to cut you off. He apologized to him. It's on NBC News.
Well, there you have it.
But that's what I'm saying, is that that last night really should have been about him winning that Oscar.
Yes.
It should have been. But instead, it's being covered. The only thing people are talking about, it was even on CNN. CNN fucking talking about Will slapping Chris Rock. That just shows you he took away from his own shit. He got up there.
But that's what you teach people, accountability. Now you're reaping the consequences of the action that that you displayed.
But I don't feel bad for Will. I'm just
he
saying,
probably doesn't even feel bad for himself. He knows that what he did is wrong. I don't think that Will Smith did not understand what he did was wrong. And like you said, it should have been about him winning that Oscar, because it's a very rare thing that happens to
black folks,
black people. But like you said, it's something else is going to be talked about, and nobody's going to even remember. Or when they do remember that he won that Oscar, they're also going to bring up the fact that he slapped Chris Rock on that night. So
I'll say this, but the thing too is that they, for everything that happened, last night really should have just been
a celebration.
A celebration for people that look like us. It really should have been. But then again, like I said, now, you know, Will Packer could have put on the best Oscars ever. But the only thing people are going to talk about is not Beyonce's performance, Meg Thee Stallion, Regina Hall, or whatever. They're not going to talk about that. They're only going to talk about Will slapping Chris. And it's going to be 10, 15 years from now, if they say, oh, remember the Oscars, blah, 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 when Will slapped Chris, that's what they're going to talk about. They're not going to remember all.
I guarantee you at next year's Oscars,
it's going to be
somebody's going to be making a joke about it. They're probably going to invite Will right back and Chris Rock, because like I said, once again, we're being used as entertainment to get ratings up.
You know, and I'll say this, because we both said that this wasn't going to be a long episode, but let me see, you still rapping.
I'm done.
No, you're not.
I am.
But I will say this, and I posted this on Instagram and on Facebook. Let's say for our people, for anybody that's listening that is sick of certain shit, sit your ass down. We're always the entertainment. We need to sit our asses down and be entertained. We don't have to be the circus. We don't need the fucking spotlight to always be on us. Every once in a while, we should be tired by now. We've been up dancing, soft shoeing it, all this bullshit from back. If you want to talk about, you know, slavery coming on up, we're always the entertainment. Sit your ass down. Let us be entertained. Let us sit down and enjoy somebody else making a goddamn fool out of themselves. It doesn't always have to be us. It really fucking doesn't, and at some point we will get that.
The thing is, it's not always us, but they will display it like it's always us. Like we talked about, even violence on TV, they display it like it's always us, when that's not the case. But we're the ones that you're going to see, you know? It's like telling a child, you're the loudest, so you're the one that's going to get caught.
Squeakiest wheel gets the oil. Sit your ass down. That's this. So, well, before we really close out, you got anything?
You want to give me a kiss?
You want a kiss?
Oh.
Come get this shit, girl.
No, not on camera. I'm shy.
What the fuck? No. Anyway, anything you want to say on before we end this?
Thanks for having me. I'll see you in 3 months.
You're welcome anytime. Anytime you want.
I'll see you in.
You just talk to my people, and we'll schedule you. Put you on the schedule. Okay.
Okay, so I should talk to myself.
Yes, talk to yourself. Book yourself on the calendar, and come join anytime. All right, now you can give me a kiss. Come on. Anyway, but seriously, what do you want, dog?
She doesn't like it when you kiss me.
Get the hell out of here.
She's very jealous, dog.
Get off me. But anyway, move. But anyway, no. But so I don't know. We can do a better job of holding ourselves accountable. Stop always, running to go tap dance and entertain people. We need to sit our asses down and enjoy the show sometimes. Because like I said, this shit here was, I don't know. It was a bit much for no damn reason. Oh my God.
It definitely wasn't expected. Especially not of Will Smith, who's one of the biggest black public figures in the world.
Playing from Jamil's
Oh my
iPhone.
gosh. So in closing, because this dog won't leave me alone, get your ass down. Get down. but yeah, so this is the low hanging fruit episode. And you know, we're gonna go out the same way we came in with a little Jeezy for my special guest. You hear it? That's for you.
Shout out to Jeezy.
We out, y'all.